Hello, welcome back to A Closer Walk. I'm Irving Kimball, and I'm your facilitator for our Experiencing God series. Today we're on Unit 8, Day 2, page 160 in our member guides and page 213 in our Youth Edition. Our memory verse is Luke 14:33 for this week. And today we're going to be talking about kinds of adjustments. You see, God is interested in absolute surrender. What that means is that the adjustments that you may be required to make in your life could be endless. Let's just go over a few areas to highlight this process. In your circumstances, He may require that you surrender in the area of your career, your jobs, your home, your finances, and even in the area of your relationships. He may require that you make major adjustments in your family, major adjustments among your friends and associates, even in your thinking. He may require that you make an adjustment in your prejudices, your past, your preconceived notions. In your area of commitments, He may require that you review and adjust the commitments that you have to your family, commitments that you have on your job, commitments that you have in your church, commitments that you have based on your own plans, commitments that you may have in tradition and other areas of your life that you might hold dear to you. And then in the area of actions, He may require that you make some major adjustment in your prayer life, in your giving, in your serving. You see, even in your beliefs, He requires that you make adjustments. Some adjustments about what you believe about God. Some adjustments about what you think His purpose is for your life. Some adjustments about His ways and His will for you and your relationship with Him. You see, the list goes on and on. And the mental process is easier for us to engage in than us actually making adjustments in our life. See, the action part is the part that demonstrates your faith in Him. And what you really do is an indication of how you really feel about God and His privilege to have access to your life. What I'd like to ask you to do at this point is I'd like to ask you to go through an exercise for me. Take a piece of paper and write out a list of the areas that you sense that God wants you to make some changes in for Him. Whatever area you feel that you need to make some major adjustments to Him, take that and write it down and make that list out, because that's the first step in you being absolutely surrendered to Him. So what is absolute surrender? Well, let me ask you a question. Are there areas in your life that you have decided that are off limits to God? Like reconciling with the person that caused you a lot of pain in your life? Well, see, here's the deal. God is not looking to make life difficult for you. He's seeking your total surrender. Any adjustment that God expects you to make is always for your good. See, careful consideration needs to be extended, and you need to examine your willingness to adjust to God. And then write down your responses, as we had said. That is key and important. And remember, obedience requires adjustment. And we will be discussing in the next 3 days or so that, number one, you can't stay where you are and follow God at the same time. Number two, that obedience is costly to you and to those that are around you. And then number three, obedience requires total dependence on God to work through you. So in summary for our devotion for today, number one, God is interested in your absolute and total surrender to Him as Lord. Number two, you must adjust to a person, not a thing. Number three, adjustments are well worth the rewards of genuinely experiencing God. And then number four, the God who calls you is also the one who will enable you to do his will. I'm so glad you joined us for this devotion today. I'd like to ask that you would examine the truths that God has revealed to you today, write it down in the form of a prayer, and then ask God to make it a reality in your life. Why don't you join us on our Facebook page, our blog, or by email, and let us know how your experiencing God walk is going. Until the next time.